Good morning, I'm Danielle Knox. This morning on The Balancing Act, wine and food pairings that will make your dinner table flow together. Bad dog! If you're saying this too often, you have to see our second segment. And why the right dressing can make or break your salad. All that and much more to come today on The Balancing Act.
Wine pairings have always fascinated me, but beyond white wine with fish or red wine with beef, it can also be a little confusing. So the folks at Kendall Jackson Winery are making it foolproof for busy women like us to entertain with style. And with some help from their experts, you can also entertain with confidence. Lou Rex, Director of Special Events, is here to show us how to create the perfect marriage of food, wine, and friendship. Hi, Lou.
Hi, Wendy.
Okay, so what is the rule? Demystify me.
There are no rules. It's all about enjoyment.
I like worlds with no rules.
Exactly. You can either complement or contrast foods, acid to acid, salt and acid, any way that you like to eat.
For example, what have we got here?
We've got a vegetable ragu that can be suited for spring or fall, and we're pairing this with a high acid Chardonnay.
So here it's a complement of acid and
Yes.
acid because the acidity in the vegetables.
Yes.
And a nice
And the
high
sauce.
acid Chardonnay.
Yes, exactly. And also the body of the ragu complements the body of the Chardonnay.
Smells delicious. Okay, and
Yes.
here what have we got?
We've got a pepper-crusted flank steak, which we are pairing with our Vintner's Reserve Syrah, and that pairing was
I've
created.
had this before. It's a little peppery, isn't it?
It is very peppery, and that's exactly why we chose this pairing, because it complements and mirrors the two different pepper flavors.
Okay, and rosemary potatoes, what's in there?
That's, these are roasted with balsamic vinegar and onions.
Yummy.
And butter, and a little bit of rosemary, and that balsamic vinegar, it mirrors both the acid and the depth of flavor in the Syrah.
Okay, so no rules. You advise people to experiment, play around,
Yes.
depending on what they like and how their palate enjoys it.
Yes.
Tell me about Kendall Jackson. I know you have some of the most gorgeous vineyards in California.
That is true. We farm all of our vineyards along the cool coastline of California. That way we take benefit of the fog that comes in from the Pacific.
So it's nice and moist. The moisture is good.
The moisture is good.
You
The
get
cooler
lots of sun.
temperatures
The
are
cool
good.
temperature is
That's
good for
right.
all the
It's good for-
varietals.
yes, it's good for all of the varietals that we grow.
Tell me about your idea. I've heard this before, that great views make great grapes. Is that true?
It's absolutely true. We have some of the most spectacular vineyards, as you mentioned, and these are the optimum locations to grow exceptional fruit, which then makes exceptional wine.
Okay, you're here also to tell us about the newest cookbook from Kendall Jackson called Small Plates, Perfect Wine, something that can help us all out. Tell me about it.
This is a brand new cookbook that we have created to help home chefs find inspiration and to find recipes that are easy, quick to prepare, but spectacular to serve to your family and friends.
And I assume there are wine pairings suggested.
Every single recipe has a wine pairing.
Okay, so where can people go to find out more about Kendall Jackson wines and about Small Plates?
The book can be purchased on kj.com, and on our website we also have lots of varietal information about food and wine pairing, wine growing, anything you want to learn about wine.
kj.com.
kj.com.
And you can join the wine club. They'll just ship you wine. It's really cool.
They will.
Thank
Wonderful.
you so much for joining us today, Lou. Always
Thank
a
you,
pleasure to
Wendy.
have our friends from Kendall Jackson with us.
Thank you.
Coming up next, if Rufus is causing a ruckus in your house, then you'll want to stay with us. And we're coming right back.
Hi, I'm Kim Alexis. Dogs have long been thought of as man's best friend, and as any dog owner knows, there's a good reason for this. They can be loving, devoted, and fun for the whole family. But can you guess what the #1 cause of death for dogs is? It's not trauma or disease. It's euthanasia brought on by behavior problems, and it doesn't have to be that way. Let's welcome dog behavior therapist Liam Crow and his buddy Nikki. Hi.
G'day, Kim.
Hello, Nikki. So tell me a little bit about your Barkbusters.
Well, Barkbusters is the world's largest dog training company. We're in 42 states. We have over 250 trainers out there. We come to your home, We're there for about 2 to 3 hours, and we guarantee our work for the life of the dog. So that after that one visit, we've got your dog trained.
In 2 to 3 hours, you train a dog?
Yes. We train you to train the dog. That's the important
We're
part.
trained?
Yes.
Okay.
We teach you to speak dog.
Why? So you're saying that the dog doesn't need training, it's how we're handling it?
Pretty much. I mean, we tend to, being humans by nature, we tend to treat the dog like they weren't part of the family, and the dog really doesn't understand that. So we teach you to communicate in a way that he really understands, which is primarily body language and voice tone.
So let's say you come into my house.
Yes.
Go through step by step.
Okay, so we would come in, we would sit down with the family, we would look at the pack dynamic of the family, figure out who the leader is, whether it's the dog or whether it's the owners or whether it's the children sometimes, believe it or not.
Really?
And then we would show you how to communicate with him in a way that he understands. It's very effective.
All right, now I have a dog, Mocha, and I would love if Nikki here can, is Nikki going to get up and be able to show us something?
I think he is, yes, I think he is. So you'd like to
I would love to have a
see
demonstration.
a demonstration?
Yes.
That would be perfect.
I want to see you at work.
All right, come on, Nikki. Good boy. What I'm doing now is really just what we call attentiveness training. It's teaching Nikki to be attentive to me, and so it's just changing direction ever so slightly, and it's getting him to focus on me, although he wants to focus on the chair right now. Nikki, come. Good boy. Nikki, sit. Good boy, stay. That growl you might notice that I made there, sit up. Come on. Come on. Good boy, he's getting tired. Come on. Good boy. Sit. Stay. Stay. Good boy. Good boy. That growl is really communicating on his terms. Dogs growl. They don't say, no, stop it, bad dog. They growl. They use a guttural tone. That's what I'm mimicking there. And then the good boy, that nice sweet voice that I'm using, tells him he's doing the right thing.
Okay.
Now I'm going to try and distract him here. Good boy, stay. You'll notice I came up to full height there. That just asserts that authority in a passive way that's not going to cause him any harm. Good boy.
Are you looking in his eyes? Does that mean anything?
You know, I'm looking in his eyes primarily not to stare at him, but I'm also looking at his body language to get a cue. If he's about to move his foot, then I can correct that as well.
Okay.
And it's all about timing, so he understands when he's doing the right thing and when he's doing the wrong thing. We're trying to give him that constant feedback. It's really important that he goes, oh, I understand I'm doing the wrong thing now, but I really want to please you and do the right thing, and that's that praise.
And they all want to please us?
Absolutely. They want nothing more than to please us. Yes, guaranteed. Free,
man's best friend, for
good
sure.
Boy, and just using that nice light tone, lots of love and pets when he does the right thing. He's good boy.
Now,
relaxing.
free for him, he just because it was body language and the tone
That's
of voice,
exactly
not
right.
the word itself?
That's exactly right. You could pretty much use any word, but we use the word free because it's not often used nowadays.
Okay, now we're running out of time. How can people find out about your Barkbusters?
Okay, go to our website, barkbusters.com. You can learn about the franchise opportunity there, find out if there's a trainer in your territory. We have free tips on the website. There's a behavioural rating quiz. You can rate your dog's behaviour on there for free as well.
Oh, it's A, B, or C, huh?
Exactly, you got it.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
All right.
Did you know that May is National Salad Month? Well, it actually is, and there's no better time than to rethink that boring bowl of greens. Now we're going to show you how to use fresh salad dressing to make an unbelievably delicious salad. Salad expert Charlotte Weins, Marzetti's Vice President of Food Service Research and Development, is going to show us how. Welcome, Charlotte.
It's exciting being here.
Good to have you here. Listen, how do you define the perfect salad?
I think you have to start with the freshest ingredients that you can find. I think that lettuce is important, as fresh as you can find it, ripe tomatoes. I think interesting, delicious stir-ins like things that add color and crunch and texture, like croutons and maybe fruits and
dried
almonds.
fruits or nuts.
Yeah.
I love walnuts with apples in a salad. Delicious. And what else?
I think that probably the most important part is the dressing. Selecting a very flavorful dressing is very important.
And now I noticed that we're using refrigerated dressings today. How do they differ from the ones that we see on the condiment aisles of a grocery store?
Well, on these refrigerated dressings, Marzetti has been working on eliminating all of the preservatives, and they're made all natural now. And we've even eliminated high fructose corn syrups, which should make a lot of the moms very happy.
So no high fructose corn syrup, no preservatives. These are homemade, and I could pretend that I made them.
Exactly. Yes.
Let's make a salad. What do you suggest here? What'd you bring today?
Okay, today what we're looking at is a simple salad that can be made at home that I think we'll agree is kind of elegant. We're starting out with some fresh Bibb lettuce, slicing some beefsteak tomatoes, and then of course drowning it with your blue cheese dressing.
And look at the chunks. That's real blue cheese in there.
Yes, it is.
So a hearty salad like this can take a nice creamy blue cheese dressing, but I noticed you made a different choice with this spinach and arugula salad because of the fresh berries?
Yes, we thought that the balsamic vinaigrette does lend itself to a lighter dressing, and it dresses lighter greens better than a heavier dressing. So we've got on this salad a blend of spinach and arugula, and then a combination of strawberries and blueberries, and the dressing just takes that tartness from the berries and complements with a little bit of sweetness that's in the balsamic.
So that's a good rule of thumb for cooks at home, to the sweeter the salad, the more acidic the dressing?
Yes,
It's
that would be
pleasant to
great.
the palate?
Right.
Okay,
And
and what have we got here?
And too, in this one, the lighter the greens, the lighter the dressing that you might want to use. On this one, this is a little bit heartier salad. This one's kind of fun to make because it's a combination of chopped romaine and iceberg lettuce, which holds up very nice, and you have the crunch. We've got some blanched green beans, some julienne red onions, and actually some pasta. So we chose to use spaghetti in this one, but you could use a variety of different pastas in here and just make a nice pasta salad.
That's an interesting salad. Put pasta in your salads with your lettuce.
Right.
That'll make it fun. Now, Marzetti, their salad dressings can be used for more than just salads, right?
Oh, absolutely. All kinds of marinades and dips and sauces, and actually the blue cheese dressing that we used on this salad, if you're having a cookout, you could take a cup of the blue cheese dressing and add maybe a tablespoon, maybe a little bit more of your brandy, and take it up a couple of notches, and it'll make a beautiful dressing for a steak.
Thank you so much for being with us today, Charlotte. And Marzetti, in the refrigerator in the produce section, makes these extra fresh salads.
Next, an awesome woman tells us all about interesting and influential women in history.
They say that behind every great man, there is a great woman. And yes, many strong, independent, intelligent, and courageous women have consistently made their marks in time. As we dig through history, an extensive list of impressive women come to light. Leaders, warriors, entrepreneurs, physicians, many of which were overlooked. Others disguised themselves as men to stand a chance in the world. Today with us is Leslie Nikki Sackerson, author of Awesome Women, Some Famous, Others Infamous, and Those Who Were Lost in History. Welcome.
Good morning.
So tell me first of all about your clothing.
I'm dressed as a male.
I got that part.
Evidently. But I like to dress as a male going on the battlefield because a lot of women were known to have been in the battles, and the Revolutionary War battles, Civil War battles, even prior to. And because there's the documentation, I do what's comfortable, and I like playing with the boys in the black powder.
There you go. There you go. Now, you spent 12 years researching up to 850 different women who were extraordinary. Tell me a little bit about some of the categories of these women.
Oh, I have categories ranging from blacksmiths, tinsmiths, anything that I felt that was could be classified as non-traditional, I had a category for.
Now, a lot of people think of a woman back in the day, and we're talking back in history here, not present day, and they think of a woman as a demure little woman who stayed at home and raised the kids. Not true.
A lot of women back then had to be strong-willed in mind and in body, especially if they were attempting something new, such as crossing the prairie or setting up a new territory. They couldn't be the sweet little wallflower, or else they just would not make it.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and how come we haven't heard about a lot of these women? Are they overlooked, or why is it?
You stop to think about the history that's taught in schools is basically political history about political events and the leaders of the time. In other words, who did what to whom, why and when and how they did it. The writers of history have usually been men who write for men, about men, and don't think of women being interested in history at all.
So Leslie, could you tell me, out of the women that you wrote about in your book, what were like a couple of different ones, maybe in different categories, that impressed you?
Well, you had Abigail Adams. She was a writer. She also helped John remember the women when he was in the presidency. You had Amelia Bloomer, who ran a paper on her own with a female printer, and she helped change some of the women's clothing. Deborah Sampson, when her husband fell at the Battle of Point Pleasant, she got up because she had watched the practice and continued firing the cannon.
Wow, just from watching. All right. Now, people listening right now, where can they get a copy of your book?
They can go to Amazon.com, BarnesandNoble.com, or to my publisher's website, which is firstworkspublishing.us, and click on the icon below my book, and those people will get an autographed copy.
All right. Well, can I have an autographed copy?
Most certainly.
Awesome women, and you're an awesome woman too. Thank you.
Here's a way to go green as a family and help preserve the planet. Get this complimentary Travel Values coupon book and save more than $200 in products and services, including great ways for kids to act green and make a difference, saving money and energy. This coupon is yours when you book your next stay at Country Inns and Suites, with 450 locations in North America. So start planning, book your stay, and upload movies and photos from your vacation at www.seeyouontheporch.com.
Let's spend the next few minutes talking about lunch. Did you know that lunch can be the most dangerous meal of the day? Why? Well, because it's often eaten away from home, and the foods that we grab on the go typically aren't the healthiest. But you have the power to change the way you lunch. Let's talk right now to Dr. Janet Brill, who's not only a nutritionist, but also a devotee of Boar's Head products. You've also written the book on lowering cholesterol, cholesterol down. Welcome, Dr. Brill, again. Always a pleasure to have you.
Thank you.
Now, you wrote the book on reducing cholesterol, cholesterol down.
Yes,
And I always thought that traditional cold cuts are high in fat and high in sodium, but you recommend Boar's Head.
Well, Boar's Head actually has over 27 products that are certified by the American Heart Association, meaning that they meet strict criteria for being low in saturated fat and cholesterol. So it's a great heart-healthy choice for lean protein.
So it is healthier to pack a brown bag. Why is that?
Because you control what goes in there, so you can ensure that if you pack your kids, for example, a brown bag lunch, that your kids are getting a nutritious, heart-healtly meal.
What are some of the biggest concerns that women have when they're trying to feed their kids in a healthful way?
Well, I think one of the biggest concerns is making sure that your kids get in enough calcium, bone-building calcium. So you want to add in, for example, in these sandwiches, you have Boar's Head. They're both made with Boar's Head cheese, which is high in calcium and also a nice protein source. So that's a great
good way to round it out and make a balanced meal in the
Throw some
sandwich.
cheese in those sandwiches, Boar's Head cheeses.
Okay, what have you got to show us today?
Well, here's a couple sandwiches. This sandwich is made with whole grain bread, which is a beautiful thing because the 2 slices right there, you got 2 out of the 3 that you want to get in a day. And then it's made with the oven gold turkey breast, which only has 1 gram of fat in 2 ounces and 60 calories, which is basically as good as it gets for a lean protein source.
Great protein.
And then you want to throw in some vegetables, so you give your kids some of those antioxidants, those disease-fighting antioxidants. And this sandwich has spinach, which is just filled with all kinds of nutrients.
Kids or husband, right?
Our husbands,
yeah,
that's right.
Get them eating healthy. And are there cranberries in that?
There are. So you got a turkey dinner, you know,
Thanksgiving dinner right there.
Exactly, right in a sandwich, and that tastes great. Gives a little sweetness.
That's great. What's in this one?
This one is actually low sodium turkey and ham, which is nice because it's low sodium product, again certified by the American Heart Association. You want to throw in some tomatoes, which is another beautiful heart healthy food filled with actually all kinds of vitamins and antioxidants.
And some delicious looking cucumbers in there too.
That's right,
now,
for crunch.
I never think of Boar's Head. I always think about it for lunch, but I don't think about it for dinner. Can you actually heat it up?
You can, and they have some products that can be main meal dinners. For example, this is the London Port roast beef, so you just heat that up, and it's quite delicious. And then we have a salad here. This is the blazing buffalo chicken salad, which has a nice kick to it, so you could have that as well for dinner.
Delicious
and
Southwest salad.
Yum.
Now, you're a nutritionist. What is it that makes Boar's Head products recommendable by you?
Well, they actually are free from added fillers and artificial colors and artificial flavors. There's no gluten and there's no trans fat.
No
which
trans
is,
fat
yeah,
at all?
which is a great thing. So, amazing source of lean protein. Very, very.
You see, I always knew it tasted good.
Yeah.
But I didn't realize that it was also good for me.
Yeah, it is. Boar's Head actually makes their own ham. They roast their turkey and their chicken in a real oven, just like at home.
And they keep it high quality. Okay, where can people find Boar's Head products?
They have two websites, brownbagging.com and then boarshead.com. So they have all kinds of things that could help moms make some real healthy and nutritious lunches for their kids.
Thank you. Dr. Janet Brill, always good information about nutrition and helping me get my family healthy.
I'm Danielle Knox, and thank you for joining us today on The Balancing Act. Tomorrow, we'll tell you how to get your cats to drink well and drink often. Diane Allen, lead designer for Nissan North America, is here to tell us all about her fascinating career. And Chef Bobby Lane will show us how to grill the perfect steak this summer. We'll see you tomorrow.
Air travel for The Balancing Act provided by Southwest Airlines.